Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Dr. Burns' TOEFL Show. Today, we're continuing our training for the TOEFL speaking task, Listen and Repeat. Today's tip will help you improve your intelligibility score. Several elements influence intelligibility, and pronunciation is obviously one of them. But stress is just as important as pronunciation. For example, you probably know that desert, stress on the first syllable, means a vast sandy area. But when the stress moves to the second syllable, dessert, it refers to the sweet food you eat after a meal. Just one change in stress completely changes the meaning. Stress is especially important because English is a stress-timed language. Native speakers rely on stressed syllables to understand meaning quickly. AI scoring systems are also trained to recognize these speech patterns. If you place stress incorrectly, you may lose points in intelligibility.
Many non-native speakers think that only individual words have stress, but this is far from the truth. Word stress is only the beginning. In English, many words come together to create new meanings. These are called compound words. Compound words can function as nouns, adjectives, or verbs. Because they create a new meaning, they usually follow a fixed stress pattern called compound word stress. A step above compound word stress is sentence stress, which helps create rhythm in English. English rhythm is created through the regular pattern of stressed sounds. The alternation of stressed syllables and unstressed syllables when we speak creates a natural rhythm, similar to the movement of ocean waves. Within a sentence, there's often one word that receives the most stress. This word carries the most important information in the message. It is called the focus word or thought group stress. There's also intonation, which refers to the rise and fall of the voice. Intonation can change the meaning of a sentence. For example, it can show whether you are asking a question, stating a fact, being sarcastic, or truly emphasizing something important. As we continue learning to speak more like native speakers, we will practice these stress patterns and intonation patterns step by step. Today's stress goal is compound word stress.
Some words are made up of two words combined into one meaning unit. These are called compound words. Let's look at a few examples you might already know. The White House, where the president lives. A greenhouse, where plants grow. If you don't stress compound words correctly, listeners may misunderstand your meaning. For example, compare the White House, the president's residence, a white house, a house painted white, or a greenhouse, a building for plants, a greenhouse, a house that is green in color. See how stress changes the meaning? Stressing compound words correctly helps you earn a higher intelligibility score and makes you sound more natural because your speech becomes more rhythmic. Another important benefit is memory. When you treat compound words as one unit, your brain processes them as a single idea instead of two separate words. This makes sentences easier to remember, which is especially helpful for the TOEFL Listen and Repeat task. In fact, many sentences in that task contain compound words. For example, let's look at this sample resource.
Here's how to start and adjust the treadmill. There are many benches in the weightlifting area. We do encourage the use of yoga mats for stretching out. The rowing machine is excellent for a full-body workout. We have plenty of exercise bikes for cardio training. Please use the wipes provided at each station for cleaning equipment after use. If you want to see great results quickly, consider joining our daily fitness classes. These are compound words. Treadmill, weightlifting,
Weightlifting area.
yoga mats,
Stretching out.
rowing machine, full body, workout, full body workout, exercise bikes, cardio training, fitness classes. Do you know why these are compound words? Because of stress. With compound nouns, the stress usually goes on the first word. Repeat after me, paying attention to the stress on the first word. Treadmill, weightlifting,
Weightlifting area.
yoga mats,
Stretching out.
rowing machine, full body, workout, full body workout, exercise bikes, cardio training, fitness classes.
Stretch out is a phrasal verb, which is a type of compound verb made of a verb plus an adverb or particle. When a compound word functions as a phrasal verb, the stress usually falls on the particle, the adverb, not on the main verb. So in stretch out, the stress is on out, not on stretch. We pronounce it stretch out, not stretch out.
Stretching out.
Now listen again. Repeat after each sentence, paying attention to the compound noun stress. Here's how to start and adjust the treadmill. There are many benches in the weightlifting area. We do encourage the use of yoga mats for stretching out. The rowing machine is excellent for a full-body workout. We have plenty of exercise bikes for cardio training. Please use the wipes provided at each station for cleaning equipment after use. If you want to see great results quickly, consider joining our daily fitness classes. Now here's where it gets interesting. Some expressions look like compound words, but they're actually just noun phrases, normal phrases that describe a noun. For example, White House, a house that is white, leather pants, pants made of leather, clean water. So, how can you tell the difference when you're listening? The secret is stress. In compound nouns, we stress the first word. In normal noun phrases, we stress the noun. Listen to this. English teacher. Stress English means a teacher who teaches English. Stress teacher means a teacher from England. Same words, different stress, different meaning. Now try these two. Running shoes. Here, running doesn't describe the shoes. They're shoes for running, so the stress goes on running. But running water, now running really describes the water, so the stress goes on water. That one change in stress changes how you understand the phrase. Now, you might be wondering how to know which word to stress when you're not sure whether something is a compound noun or just a simple noun. A helpful rule is this. If the first word shows purpose or function, it's usually a compound noun. If it describes a quality, then it's a noun phrase. Grammatically speaking, running in running shoes is a gerund, while running in running water is a present participle. As you can see, stress can change based on meaning, not just appearance. Watch Dr. Burns's video from her prosody course to learn more about how to stress gerunds and participles correctly.
Compound nouns. Gerunds versus participles. Gerunds and present participles have the same form, verb infinitive plus ing, but they belong to different parts of speech. Gerunds are nouns, and participles are adjectives. The gerund indicates purpose, while the participle indicates the action of the noun. For this reason, the gerund-noun combination can be paraphrased with for, and the participle-noun combination can be paraphrased with that. In this way, the gerund and noun combination is a compound noun, and the participle and noun combination is a descriptive phrase. So the gerund combination is single-stressed with the gerund being stressed, while the participle combination is double-stressed where the primary stress goes to the noun. These are more example pairs. Fishing man, man who is fishing. Fishing village, village for fishing. Growing child, child who is growing. Growing pains, pains relating to growth. Shopping woman, woman who is shopping. Shopping center, place for shopping. Swimming boy, boy who is swimming. Swimming pool, place for swimming. Singing girl, girl who is singing. Singing lesson, lesson for singing. Sleeping baby, baby who is sleeping. Sleeping pill, pill for sleeping. Walking people, people who are walking. Walking stick, stick for walking. Washing man, man who is washing. Washing machine, machine for washing.